Hello, everyone. So we're on to the review section of the year where we're just going to review a bunch of stuff that we have learned. You have learned everything there is to learn in fifth grade so far. So as far as math goes, so we are gonna just get our skills to be mastered at this point. So it's going to look a little different. Instead of slideshows, we might have activities over here. There's a lot of ways to practice. Just keep on clicking next if you want extra ways to practice. The first thing I'm going to take a look at is activity 1, Factor Fib Showdown. So that's what this is going to look like. So Factor Fib, and we're going to go through this, and we are going to decide whether it is a fact or a fib. All right, so is this a fact or a fib? The quotient of 72 divided by 12 is greater than the quotient of 7 and 2/10 divided by 12. Think about it and be ready to share your answer when the teacher says showdown. Well, showdown. All right, well, that's a fact because 72 divided into 12 groups would be a larger number than 7 and 2/10 divided into 12 groups. If we just estimated, think about 72 divided into 10 groups would be 7 and 2/10. 7 and 2/10 divided into 10 groups would be 72 hundredths, which isn't even one whole. So there are several groups of 12 and 72, and there's less than one group of 12 and 7 and 2/10. All right, moving on. If the dividend and the divisor are whole numbers, the quotient will never be a decimal number. Is that a fact or a fib? So if the dividend, the number inside the house, and the divisor, the number outside of the house, are both whole numbers, the quotient will never be a decimal number. Is that true or false? Showdown. It's false. Yeah, if the dividend and divisor are whole numbers, the quotient can be a decimal number. If you think about it, 4 divided by 8 would give us a half, right? Those are both whole numbers, but the quotient is going to be a decimal. You can get a decimal with whole numbers when you're dividing. Think about when you divide $1 into 4 pieces, you get 25 hundredths, and that's something you've been doing since you were small. Anytime you took one whole dollar and split it into 4 quarters, you took one whole, divided it into 4 wholes, which gave you 25 hundredths, or 4 quarters. All right, let's move on. All right, the divisor is, if the divisor is smaller than the dividend, the quotient is less than 1. So if the number on the outside of the house is smaller than the number on the inside of the house, the quotient is less than 1. Is that true or false? Showdown. It's a fib. Remember that if the dividend is smaller than the divisor, it'll be less than 1. But if the divisor is smaller than the dividend, then it should be larger than 1. All right, next. 2 and 2/10 divided by 2 is 1 and 1/10. Now, just a real quick hint. Is 22 divided by 2 11? If 22 divided by 2 is 11, is 2 and 2/10 divided by 2 1 and 1/10? Let's find out. Showdown. Yes, it is. It truly is because, like I said, if 22 divided by 2 is 11, then 2 and 2/10 divided by 2 is 1 and 1/10. Just remember how we use the decimal point. All right, and I think that we have one more. All right, so 85 and 5/10 divided by 6 is 142 and 5/10. All right, really think about the digits that you are using to divide and then the quotient. Is that reasonable? Factor fib? Showdown? It's a fib. There's no way. 85 and 5/10 is smaller than 142 and 5/10. So we could use estimation like 90 divided by 6 to know that there's no way we could have a 3-digit number with a decimal if we're only dividing a 2-digit number into 6 groups. All right, so that should be it. We're going to practice some more of this stuff in class. I hope that you are having a good one. And if you need extra practice, remember you can just press next on these and they will give you more activities when they work. Yeah, there we go. So we might be looking at activities like this in class as well. All right, well, we'll see you later. I hope you have a good one, and bye.